Opponent. Oakland comes in. They've won the Summit Conference 2 years in a row. They make the NCAA seemingly regular now. They've got a young man who last Saturday set the nation on fire.
Reggie Hamilton can flat out shoot the ball. Anytime you score 41 points, people are going to stand up and take notice, and this Arizona defense will definitely have to take notice of him. He's the guy that can hurt him if they're not careful.
All right, final moments of the preseason for both teams. So coming up tonight, we've got a dandy of an interconference game for you. As we mentioned, the clock is ticking down for both teams as conference play is just around the corner. The Summit for the Golden Grizzlies and the Cats in the Pac-12. Tonight, though, they're on their own. Coming up, Oakland, Arizona, next.
Now, Jack Furrier is extending our buy 3, get 1 free offer. All Cooper CS4 premium tires are eligible, as well as Cooper's new SUV tire, the 70,000-mile CTS. Buy 3, get 1 free. Only at Jack Furrier's Tire and Auto Care.
I told my son Marcus to prepare for an opponent like he's never seen. And he said, "Who?" To which I answered, "Me." I know my son needs to be active to be healthy, and to tell you the truth, I can use the moving around too. So we do it together.
Small changes, smart choices. Across Pima County, our neighbors are doing things just a little bit different to make a big difference in the health of the community.
This is our Healthy.
Brought to you by the Pima County Health Department and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Presenting the Platinum Visa credit card from Vantage West Credit Union. Honored worldwide. With no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, no cash advance fee. And this, an incredibly low rate, 8.25%. Probably much lower than the rate you're paying now. And this is not an introductory rate, it's our rate. It can be your rate too. The Platinum Visa card from Vantage West Credit Union. Shouldn't you have one?
Now, Jack Furrier is extending our buy 3, get 1 free offer. All Cooper CS4 premium tires are eligible, as well as Cooper's new SUV tire, the 70,000-mile CTS. Buy 3, get 1 free. Only at Jack Furrier's Tire and Auto Care.
Arizona Wildcats basketball is presented by AAA. There when you need us most. My Electrolux appliances used in Europe for over 80 years. Carondelet Health Network serving Southern Arizona since 1880. And by Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment. Let's get to tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by 947 Auto. See how much you could save. Corey.
You know, nothing interesting for Oakland tonight. You see Laval Lucas Perry sliding into that starting spot. Coach trying to take a little advantage of that adrenaline he may have returning to Arizona, being familiar with the gym. Anything he can do to get off to a good start.
And on the Arizona side.
At Arizona, it's the same recipe they've been putting up for a couple of games now. Smaller lineup, but very effective. But their problem isn't how they come out, it's how they play when they come out. They've got to get off to a good start.
Sean Miller in his third season at Arizona with a 53-27 record. He has coached against Oakland while he was at Xavier and holds a 2-0 mark against the Golden Grizzlies. That when he was a Musketeer. This is Coach Greg Campy at Oakland. As you see, that's 28 seasons at Oakland. He went to Bowling Green as a kid and played football, basketball there. Just an assistant job at Toledo. He's been at Oakland ever since. And last couple of years won the Summit tournament as well as the Summit regular season championship. So this Oakland program very much in capable hands and very capable of giving Arizona a pretty hard run tonight. And quite frankly, Corey, exactly what Arizona needs, because there's a lot of questions to be answered prior to the start of Pac-12 play. Arizona in white, attacking into the goal to the left on your television screen. Jordan Mays has been shooting very well lately. He's made great strides with his shooting. 7 of his last 12 field goals. The freshman Johnson throws it into Solomon Hill. As the Hill goes, so do the Wildcats. Here's Mays, pops it up. That's a miss. Put it right back in. Arizona leads 2-0. Talking about Solomon Hill, talking to Coach Miller. You take a look at the statistics this year. Solomon Hill has a good game. Arizona usually wins.
Yeah, he's the glue for Arizona. When he has the game in his hands and when he rebounds and is effective around the basket, they're a very tough team to beat.
Hook doesn't fall. Going the other way. because Johnson gives it to Fogg a little bit too quick. The Arizona Cats had only 8 turnovers up at the Keys Arena. Hey, speaking of keys, let's take a look at Corey's keys. They're brought to you by Crest Insurance, Arizona's premier independent insurance agency, proud sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
Well, the simple key is rise and shine. Arizona's got to start the game when the game begins. You got to be ready to go. Here they got an early lead, 2 points. They, usually take a while to get on the board. And then secondly, they have to contain Hamilton. He's a guy who can take over the game, keep Oakland in it. And if they're in it, everybody knows in the last minute of the game, anything can happen.
Into the lane, having the ball stripped that time was Lucas Perry. Arizona on the break, Mays underneath, and one.
What body control by Jordan Mays. Arizona getting the turnover, getting out to run. But you got to appreciate Mays in the open court. Absolutely fearless. There you see Nick Johnson bring it up. Great textbook play. Mays dives into the chest of the larger defender, gets it off the glass for and one.
Mays with the make. The Nova Home Loans folks will give $25 to the Boys and Girls Gloves of Tucson. And Arizona leads at 5-0. Shot from the corner doesn't fall, batted in the air, and it'll be a foul underneath. So Arizona, who has been notable lately spotting other teams a big league, gets out to a 5-0. Now that's not insurmountable, Corey, but it's better news than what Arizona has seen lately.
It is certainly better than nothing. And there you see Petros keeping the ball alive for Oakland, just making the effort against Jesse Perry to get that rebound. Gives Oakland a second possession.
Lucas Perry, no stranger in the building, kicks it back outside again. Bader. Tough shots underneath. On the break, here's Kyle Fogg. Cats up by 5-0. They get it to Mays. Good defense by Oakland. However, Mays pops it up, doesn't get it. Rebound off to Oakland. Lucas Perry is picked. Johnson goes in, and the freshman misses at the other end. Rebound to Bader. One thing about Arizona coming to practice today was the fact that Sean Miller thinks that this team right now is playing better defense than the team did last year. That was a team that made it to the Grade 8.
They made it to the Grade 8. They were giving up some pretty big games to players on individual efforts, but this team has done a good job. You look at the Florida game, you look at the Gonzaga game, taking away the #1 option and then playing catch-up in the second half. I can see why he feels that way.
Reggie Hamilton had the crowd sit down, but now Solomon Hill gets him to stand back up again.
When Solomon Hill's hitting his 3, it could be a very big night for him. We all know he can penetrate and score around the bucket, but you add that 3 to the game, and it could be a big night for him.
Solomon with 5 of Arizona's 8 points. Downtime with the miss. Ball brought down by Kyle Fogg. Point of emphasis tonight for Arizona, defensive rebounding. Fogg gets Arizona the basketball back with just such a feat. Quickly he goes into Perry. Good cover defense down underneath by Bader. They have to bring it back out. 16 seconds on the shot clock. And a whistle. And the ball is turned over. And another turnover on Arizona. That's 2. And as we mentioned a moment ago, Corey, and Arizona's lost to Gonzaga. They only had 8. They've been taking better care of the ball lately. But as we say that, 2 here in the first 3 minutes.
A little too much playground on that one. They called a carrying violation on Kyle Fogg. You cannot put your palm under the ball. Got to keep your hand on top of the ball.
Bader spots for 3, misses that one. He had a tough time shooting. 1 for 18 shooting from 3s in his last 2 games. He's a much better shooter than that. Mays gets it to Perry the hard way. Johnson underneath finds Perry.
Oakland just asleep at the wheel on that one. Perry really didn't do anything special, just kind of walked through the lane and found himself wide open. Great assist for Arizona.
And Nick Johnson doing a great job for Arizona. Nick, in his freshman season, averaging about 2.5 assists per season. And we'll take another look at the quick look. Arizona leads 10-2. Welcome back to McHale Center. The Wildcats, yes, that is correct. They lead 10-2, 15:53 left in the first half. Taking a look, Corey, Saturday, the Cats trailed 14-0 to Gonzaga. Made it close in the final minutes. And tonight, they lead 10-2. In case you're wondering about Arizona and their slow starts, they're 5-0 this season when they're tied or leading with 10 minutes to go in the first half. But when you're trailing by 8, 10, 12 points at halftime, it makes it very difficult to come back.
Certainly does. You know, Dave, you take a look at where Arizona's scoring from early on. It's all around the basket. Good moves to the basket, layup, Solomon Hill with the inside finish, Perry with the inside finish. They've got to continue that trend to push this lead.
Reggie Hamilton with all 4 of the Golden Grizzlies points. Oh, my goodness. Cutting to the back door was Josiah Turner, just off the bench, and he could not hang on. Matter of fact, Arizona making several changes. Angelo Chol will be at the 5 position. Kevin Parham into the ball game. Solomon Hill and Nick Johnson, the only 2 starters who remain on the floor for Arizona. Ball out of bounds, and it will remain the possession of Oakland. Oakland stays with their starting lineup. Sorry, Corey.
No problem. There you see the strategy on Hamilton. When he uses the ball screen, you saw Angelo Chol step out so hard to try to change his path so he doesn't get a clear pass to the basket. Here you see it again.
Arizona, as we mentioned, playing better defense. Oakland just 1 of 6. They're a good shooting team. There's part of the evidence right there. Drew Valentine.
And I got to tell you, Dave, that's a pro-style set right there. When you see a high pick and roll to a penetration kick and the way that they just executed that, you can tell that's their game plan. That's how they play.
Angelo Chol, freshman, with a miss underneath. Ball pulled down by Drew Valentine. Bader for 3. No. Parham at the other end has it taken away, but the ball thrown out of bounds. Arizona possession.
Looks like we're going to see a basketball game here tonight. I like the tempo. Oakland pushing it up. Bader, his 3rd or 4th free that he's attempted. Definitely trying to score.
Oakland offensively is the real deal. That's all there is to it. And like some teams, they struggle a little bit defensively. Here's Chol, meanwhile. Tell you what, their first 2 games, Johnson misses. Oakland now just 1 possession back, 10-7. But their first 2 games, they played at Alabama and Arkansas. They scored about 60 points against them. After that, they've been averaging 80 markers ever since. And guess what? They're within 1 of Arizona right now. So that nice 10-2 lead becomes 10-9 in just a couple of trips down the field for Coach Campy's team. And Arizona calls the timeout.
You know, Sean Miller's seen enough. They had the run. They've taken the 7-0 run from Oakland, but what really he's probably upset about is you got Laval Lucas Perry getting that second chance effort. That's the 2nd and 3rd offensive rebound so far. You get that first rebound, and you don't have to worry about a second shot.
Well, they've had a lot of success, as I mentioned, 9 20-win seasons under Coach Greg Campy. They're taken from Rochester, Michigan. Big school. About 20,000 go there. And as we mentioned, 3 straight 20-game win seasons.
And when you get in the look from the NCAA selection committee, that means you have a quality program. There are a couple of questionable teams that get in every year, but Oakland has always made noise and played well in that tournament.
Well, and of course, they're confused. I mean, there's some good reason for confusion. First of all, Oakland, and most people know that's a city by the bay. They're called the Golden Grizzlies, and the team that's near Oakland called Cal goes by the Golden Bears. Arizona with another turnover. Well, I'm sorry I mentioned that. And it goes the other way. You're talking about up-tempo basketball. This thing's flipping, flopping both ways. It's a foul against Reggie Hamilton. That is his first. So the senior averaging about 22 points per game.
He's got to keep his hands in his pocket. If he's going to be counted on the score, you can't score from the bench, so he definitely can't get the foul trouble.
Turner, no looks out to Johnson. Parham for 3, rolls it in. Arizona breaks the scoring drought. They lead 13-9.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Kevin Parham can sit on the bench for Arizona for 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 minutes. His first shot, he's just as hot as ever.
That's a bomb put up and missed. But a new clock for Oakland. Lucas Perry missed the last one. However, during that one, Travis Bader, as we mentioned, he'd been struggling from out there. He had his career high against USD on December 3rd. Here's another three-point shot. Solomon Hill 1 of 2 from out there. Ball taken underneath. Kevin Parham is fouled. And the foul is going to be on Corey Petros.
Great effort by Kevin Parham there. You see Angelo Cho's the only big man on the floor as Petros goes to the sideline. Solomon Hill is your second biggest player, but there you see Kevin Parham running down the loose ball. Arizona doing a good job of ball movement. Kevin Parham getting some open looks early.
And our replays are brought to you by Carondelet Health Network, serving Southern Arizona since 1880. Our thanks to Carondelet. Perry. Turner. Into the ball game now is Sikora for the Golden Grizzlies. Kyle, another 7-footer. Arizona's seen a lot of them lately. Here's Fogg for 3, doesn't get it. Dante Williams into the ball game, brings it down for Oakland. 1-point game, off balance and in. Nicely done that time by Reggie Hamilton. You can see he can score in a variety of ways.
There's no doubt about it. The way Reggie Hamilton brings the ball up, he's got his head up, he's looking at his teammates, but he's that kind of player that literally can score at will. So he's just looking for opportunities. As you see Josiah Turner finds an easy 2 right down the lane. No rotation by Oakland on that. Can't let the point guard walk it down the lane.
And as I mentioned a moment ago, if Oakland's going to struggle this year, it will be defensively. There's an evidence of it. First points by the freshman Turner in tonight's contest. A 1-point Arizona lead and almost a turn. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Hamilton inside, spin move, off bounds, sends it back outside. Here's your Dante Williams three-pointer. A new clock. Arizona fails to get the rebound. That was about as an obvious of an offensive foul you're going to ever see in a basketball game. So we got a timeout at McKell Center. The Wildcats having to defend this guy all night. Well, I know what Corey is going to be doing on New Year's Eve, at least during the day. Why don't you kickstart your New Year's Eve with Arizona basketball? Join us as the desert rivalry continues as the Wildcats take on the Arizona State Sun Devils right here at McKell Center. The new Pac-12 season gets underway on December 31st at 3:30. Spend part of your New Year's Eve with Corey and me and our entire IMG crew. We'll be on Fox Sports Arizona and KWBA. That is on Saturday, 31 December. Pac-12 basketball debuts. That's our out-of-town scoreboard.
You going to come ring it in with me that evening at my party?
I just might.
All right, you better come.
Well, that invitation is brought to you by the Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment. Cats win, you win. Visit the Desert Diamond Club for more details. Yeah, I'll go out with you on Saturday.
All right, you better be there.
All right, Kyle Fogg looks for and finds Perry. He jumps for 3, doesn't get it. Arizona's having a problem here, Corey. Now, little hustle that time pays off. So Brendan Lavender into the ball game for Arizona. The Wildcats are having a decided advantage off the bench tonight, at least the number of plays. Nice work by Brendan.
Who says hard work doesn't pay off? Brendan Lavender gets in the game. He's not a starter, but he comes in with so much intensity, diving for loose balls. Coaches love to see that, especially out of their bench players.
All right, we'll reset Arizona on offense. Here's Mays, who started at guard, and that ball was kicked out of bounds to Arizona with 24 seconds left on the shot. You know, here's the problem that Arizona's got. They've got to overcome, Corey, in a hurry. They were out-rebounded mightily in Seattle last week, and it's a major point of emphasis for the coaching staff. When we took our first time out, the Cats had a 6-1 rebounding edge. They now trail 8-7.
And a lot of those have to do with offensive rebounds that they gave up, second effort, second possessions for Oakland.
Lavender steps in, takes it for 2, and with the miss, Oakland's back in business.
Great box out by Petros there.
Up, turn it over. Kyle Fogg goes the other way, 1 to beat, and it's going to be a defensive foul. The referees kind of looked at each other to make sure. They all saw it the same way. So the blocking foul is on Drew Valentine. And Kyle goes to the free throw line. Arizona's already hit 1. Don't forget, Arizona going to the line. Shoot the Nova Home Loans free throw charity shot. For every free throw the Wildcats make this season on our air, Nova Home Loans will donate $25 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson. Thanks, Nova. Kyle adds to the total, which is always fun. Arizona takes a 2-point advantage after the made free throws. Kyle Fogg did it at the free throw line. I think there's something good about that. He has now scored 1,000 points for Arizona. He's the 46th player in the history of the program here to score 1,000 points, and I'm liking the fact they came from the free throw line. Hamilton.
Shooters roll.
Yep. Well, he's starting like he finished the other day. He's got 9 points here in the first half. Mays responds with his own three-point shot from the side. So the teams are exchanging bombs right now, 20-17 in favor of Arizona. Bader off balance puts one up and in. How did he do that?
That is straight playground. Bader's put up 5 or 6 shots, some threes, but off the dribble, nice floater.
Man, he was going from side to side as he launched that. Here's Mays. Fogg working off the screen, looking for it from Lavender. They bring the ball over to Hill. Under 10 to go. Arizona with a 1-point lead. Solomon Hill with a nice dribble move for a big kid. Nicely done at 6'6", 230. Arizona leads it by 3, 22-19. 9 minutes and small change to go. Hamilton works the lane, sends it outside. Valentine for 3. Nope. Rebound. Hill. Hill, the second best rebounder on this team, at least statistically speaking. Here's Mays again. He hit one a moment ago, misses that one. However, Hill's at the right place at the right time and puts it off the glass for another pair. Solomon with 9 already tonight.
He's killing them. He's living right underneath the basket. Spin moves, putbacks. He's got 2 offensive rebounds. He's hit a 3, and he's really just been active, and that's really all you have to do. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. He is Arizona's best post player.
Foul on Bader. That's his second. And we were speaking about rebounding for Arizona. Solomon with 9 points and 3 boards so far. Kyle Fogg, who's expected to pull down some more boards, has 3 rebounds as well for Arizona. 24-19. Oakland and Arizona. First time these two teams have met. Arizona has played Summit Conference teams before. Last time was against Valparaiso when the Valpo was in the league. There's another 3. This one. Kyle Fogg with a tray. That gives him 5 points in the game, and it gives him 1,000 to 3 at Arizona. Nice cut move. However, Kirill Natyachko with the block. Kyle Fogg with the basketball. Kirill had his best outing of the year against Gonzaga. And we have a timeout at McHale Center. So we'll take it with the teams. The Wildcats with a 27-19 lead over Oakland in the first half. Welcome back to McHale Center. Kyle Fogg says hello to you via the scoreboard. The Cats lead 27-19. Talking to the coaching staff, they wanted Solomon Hill to play more consistently. Well, tonight so far so good.
Here you see Solomon just putting in the effort. He's got the skill set, but what he's done is he's decided to become active. He's decided to become aggressive. He's looking to the basket. He's making good moves. He's got a killer's mentality. He's the type of player that can set the whole tempo for Arizona. He scores so easily, and with him scoring, you don't have those droughts where guys don't know who the leader is.
Now Solomon. We're talking about Kyle Fogg was at the free throw line with a big night, and Solomon's nearing a milepost as well. Fogg with a couple more free throws. Good for the kids from Nova Home Loans. Cats on a 9-0 run over the last minute and 27. Hasn't taken them long to amass the 29-19 lead. 10-point advantage now. Bader off the screen for 3, off the heel. Fogg after it. So is Oakland. Out of bounds to Arizona. Solomon Hill with his 3 rebounds tonight, Corey, now has 396. So sometime tonight he averages 7 rebounds per game. If he gets that 7, he'll have 400 rebounds as a Wildcat.
It's an impressive stat
for a junior.
You know, Dave, you got to wonder at this point in the game, at what point is Reggie Hamilton going to insert himself? Arizona's kind of poured it on and gotten a 10-point lead. It's not too out of hand, but he's only got 6. We haven't heard from him in a while. I think they're calling his number right now.
Again, it goes to the fact Arizona's playing some pretty good defense, and Arizona's, quite frankly, playing very well defensively off the screens. Turner lobs it up and puts it to the other one. It goes in. Couple of freshmen lighting up the night. Josiah Turner finds Nick Johnson. And they now find the basketball again to Arizona on the turnover. Here's Fogg. So you get the impression those two are going to be pretty good. Fogg with a no-looker, sends it to Josiah Turner. He sends it back outside. Now he drives, pulls up, puts it up, and doesn't go. 31-19. Arizona was 6:32 in the first half.
And everything starting off the dribble. Arizona's having absolutely no problem beating Oakland off the dribble, creating these penetration kicks and these open looks they've been getting. And Oakland's just gone cold from the outside.
Hamilton puts it up, and it comes down. That's 4 boards now for Solomon Hill, who can run with the basketball. Gets it across the timeline quickly. All alone, set it up. Nick Johnson, and nail it. Nobody within 10 feet of Nick Johnson. And Oakland calls the timeout. Wow. 34-19, Arizona leads. Let's do our connection of the half. It's brought to you by Verizon, built to last so you can rule the air. That's what the Cat freshmen are doing. Verizon, the official wireless provider for the University of Arizona. Whee! Have one more look, Corey.
You know, I've seen him in practice, and this is not something you try for the first time in a game. Everybody on Arizona's team knows if you throw it up, Nick Johnson will go get it, and they use him with just the hops of any kind of big man. They'll put it up there, and he can get up to the top of the square with no problem at all.
And he does it without a basketball anywhere near him because, on offense, I should say, because he's got 5 blocks, too.
5 blocks. He, like you said, he uses his athleticism to his advantage, but, you know, they say sharing is caring, and this Arizona team is spreading the love around, passing the ball to each other for open shots and alley-oops. Oakland, if they're not careful, this could get ugly really quick.
Well, Josiah Turner's had his own tribulations recently. He's got a couple of assists in his first couple of minutes into the ball game now. Parham. Jesse Perry back into the ball game, so the Wildcats with a mixture of 2 starters in right now. That's one of them, Perry. Got it from Johnson, the other. Working hard underneath, hangs onto it. They're going to call it a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors Oakland. Probably a pretty generous call.
You know, Dave, as Arizona's up 15, if you'd ask me, I would say the tempo favors Oakland. They've gone cold while Arizona's made a lot of big shots.
Hamilton walked before he got that shot into the air. Turnover against Oakland.
Hamilton can't believe that call, and I got to tell you, I kind of agree with him. He had a great penetration. He used the NBA 2-step, but you're not in the NBA just yet. There you see Chol picking up the cheap foul. Ball goes back to Oakland. Now here's the difference for folks at home between the NBA and college. NBA, you got 1, 2, and the crossover step. That's Manu Ginobili, that's Dirk Nowitzki. But in college, that is a travel, and it is Arizona ball. But Oakland,
I would have given him a 3-yard pickup, second down. Jason Gardner used to do that here. He used to wander all over the place with 3, 4, 5 steps. Hamilton gets the ball back. Williams drives. Dante sends it out. Arizona making it very difficult, but not so much. Drew Valentine couldn't get down the middle. Johnson looked at that one and admired it. He comes back again with a drive, back inside, around, and he is blocked or fouled, the latter.
Good penetration there. You see Petros getting a small piece of his head as he went by. Nick Johnson forcing the issue, taking the 3 and then taking it strong to the hole. Drew the foul.
Johnson will shoot a pair at the line. Cats shooting so well. So far, so good from the free throw line. Well, he gives some credit to Arizona's defense, so we talked about that earlier. You know, the last time on the clock, we got, what, 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the first half. The last time Oakland scored a field goal was 9:49. It's been a while. Johnson with the miss. However, Arizona gets it right back. And they give it right away. A nice pick by Hamilton. He puts it up and misses the layup. Nice bit of hustle by Dante Williams. He put it in. He had a career high against Valpo last Saturday with 5 points. Nice hustle.
Hamilton with the theft against the freshman Nick Johnson. Just picked his pocket. Nick took his eye off the ball for 1 second, and Hamilton took it from him.
Another bomb. That one's off. Petros with the rebound for Oakland. 35-23. Under 4 to go. First half. First meeting. Oakland and Arizona. Good figure to show up sometime in a tournament game. Postseason. Valentine, meanwhile, misses the 3. Ball bobbled. Out it goes to Williams. He quickly goes to Hamilton. He quickly goes to the bucket.
Every basketball player knows you give up that offensive rebound, that second shot is as good as gold. It's just the payback for giving up that initial rebound. Oakland struggling on their first shot. I guess they're well below 10% on their first attempts. Problem is they're getting a second, third attempt. There you see Jesse Perry with a second and third attempt for Arizona.
You know, both these teams, as we mentioned prior to the start of the game, and that one works. That was the NBA. That was continuation. We've got a timeout at McKale Center. We'll take it to 3:14 to go in the first half. Arizona with the lead. Inside McKale Center, where the band is making it difficult for Coach Campy and Oakland to discuss the timeout. It's time for our AAA game summary. Call 1-800-INSURANCE to save money right now. AAA there when you need us most. Reggie Hamilton, everything he's cracked up to be, Corey.
He's actually got 14. It's a quiet 14, but, you know, he just picked up 2 the hard way going to the line to shoot the free throw right now. He can turn it on and off, and for Oakland to stay in the game, he's definitely got to do more things like that. There you see the crossover. Nick doing a great job, but at the last second, he couldn't resist the temptation. Reached in with that left hand and whacked him on the arm.
Well, as we mentioned, Arizona's defense improving, and you saw that statistic here in the first half. Oakland shooting just 38%. That's not all because Oakland's cold. Arizona's contributing to that.
Yeah, it was always funny. It's always funny, you know, as a player, teams would come in and struggle, and they'd say, oh, we came out, we had a bad shooting night. Very rarely do they give credit to the defense of the other team.
I like defensive stuff, so I'll always point that out. And Arizona's making Oakland work for their shots. Now Oakland turning the page a little bit. Mays into the lane, and again, I tell you what, when he's in the zone, right place, right time. Solomon Hill with 11 points. He leads Arizona scoring tonight. 39-29, the Cats by 10.
And not to take anything away from Solomon because he's been outstanding, but all he's doing is just walking in to where the action's at and picking up the loose change.
Well, wasn't that term called positioning when you played?
Absolutely.
Speaking of positioning, right place, right time. Guess who? Reggie Hamilton drops a tray, 39-32. Don't rest with Oakland in the house. And turn over, foul on Arizona.
The offensive foul, Arizona's 24,
Brendan Lavender, that is his first foul.
A little bit of Hollywood there by Hamilton, taking the charge and falling to the floor. You love it when your best player is also a smart defender.
Hey, they're hanging around. You know, this first half, Arizona's been like a bellows. Big lead, small lead. 39-32. It's a 7-pointer right now with under 2 minutes to go in the half. Hamilton over 2 Cats. That's a miss, but he's going to get the ball back. Nope, ball bounces on the baseline. Break for Arizona. They'll get the ball out of bounds.
You know, Dave, not for nothing, but despite all the back and forth, Arizona at one point at a 15-point lead has seen that cut to 7. Oakland could have gotten within 4 or 5 just now. Arizona back with the ball.
Yeah, it's like a little bellows here in the first half. Big, little, big. Lavender. Coming up on 90 seconds left in the first half. Inside to Solomon, loses the handle. Bader picks off the turnover on Arizona. Lucas Perry. needs some help, gets it from Bader in the backfield. Lucas Perry back inside, now needs some help again. Gets it back out to Hamilton with 16 left on the shot clock. Off balance with the right-hander up, doesn't go. Kyle Fogg with another board, brings it down. He's got 3 around him. Somebody else is going to be open. And it's a foul on Oakland.
I don't know about that foul. You know, your cardinal rule is you don't dribble into a double team. Kyle Fogg bringing the ball up, got trapped, had no place to go. Referees bailed him out with a cheap foul. Coach definitely not happy about that, but still a 7-point game.
Into the ball game now is Matt for Oakland. Fogg with the first free throw. That's Matt Pochis, who's into the ball game for Oakland. Trying to get a handle on how many have made it into the game for the Golden Grizzlies. They've used 8, and Arizona has used 10 tonight. And we started the season, Corey, speculating about Arizona's advantage having a 10-man rotation tonight. So far, that is the case. Missed free throw, Oakland with the basketball.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Fresh legs make a lot of difference down the stretch.
Well, particularly the league. You know, it's interesting, Corey, watching the pre-Christmas games, which are on all different nights. It's irregular, but when you get into the grind, and no can speak to this better than you, when you get into the grind of the Pac-10, now the Pac-12, every Thursday, every Saturday, at home or on the road, it is a grind, is it not?
It's an absolute grind. Everybody studies film. You're not going to surprise anybody. You're not going to sneak up on anybody. Everyone knows what you're going to do, but as Coach Olson used to say, even if they know what you're going to do, if you do it well, they can't stop it.
Correct. Mr. Lucas Perry, who has worn a different color uniform in this building prior to becoming a Golden Grizzly. And with the free throws. Under a minute to go, 6 points, Arizona the leader. Arizona looks like, well, with the exception of Lavender, who's into the ball game, and Mays was looking for he's looking for Jesse Perry and almost fired that into the band.
Fired that into the band, and that is a very good way to find yourself next to Coach Miller. You see Jesse Perry on the roll. Good intentions, but you want to see fundamentals, not the one-hand slingshot pass. You do that your senior year, last game of the season.
Or you go out for baseball, because that was a pretty good fastball.
Absolutely.
No shot clock. This is Bader. Back to Hamilton. You figure he's the go-to guy. They're saying that Nick Johnson got a piece of the basketball and directed it out of bounds, so that's why Oakland maintains possession. 7.6 seconds, though. Quickly they've got to move. Hamilton drives in, shovels it up, and puts it in. What a drive by the Golden Grizzly to get his team within 4, and that's how we finish the first half. Arizona leads it 40-36, and Corey now has Sean Miller on.
Coach, strong start by Arizona in the first half. Good intensity, strong performance by Solomon Hill. Your thoughts going in at halftime?
You know, we played in peaks and valleys in the first half, Corey, against a good team and a great player. I don't know if we'll play against the point guard all year that has the talent that their guy does. So from the perspective of us being organized and executing on offense, we really have to be on it. They're a challenge from the initial horn to the final buzzer. They have great comeback ability, and you can kind of sense that in the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, speaking of that comeback ability, they are on a 17-6 run. That's how Oakland ended the half. Well, find out how Derek Williams is doing in professional basketball. Our friend Dave Silver will have that story coming your way when we come back with our halftime activities after this. Arizona Wildcats basketball is presented by Farm Bureau Financial Services. We make insurance simple by BrakeMax Car Care Centers. More than brakes, complete car care. Nova Home Loans, yes, is our favorite word too. And by SCF Arizona, the state's leader in workers' compensation insurance. All right, we'll take a look at our Nova Home Loans free throw recap. It's not that easy to say, Corey. Don't laugh. For every free throw the Wildcats make, Nova Home Loans donates $25 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tucson. There you see, Arizona has made 7 together, kids. That's how much? $175 donated by Nova Home Loans. And I will, this week, do the diligence and let you know before the end of this calendar year how much Nova Home Loans and the Wildcats are providing kids at the Boys and Girls Club. All right. Now, Corey, this is the time of year where I start looking at these games in a different light. There are 60 minutes left for Arizona to sort out lineups, rotations, all ills, work on strengths, address weaknesses before conference play begins. It's here. It came quick.
Yeah, it's certainly here, and Arizona has to try to figure out the rhythm. Now, you know, everything doesn't have to be set for that Pac-12 opener, but you've seen everybody. Everybody's had a lot of time to show what they can bring to the table. I don't think Coach Miller will tighten the rotation. I think it'll stay kind of the way it is, but as far as confidence and rhythm, Arizona can definitely establish some things over the next 60 minutes.
First tray, second half, doesn't fall for Kyle Fogg. Petros with the rebound for Oakland. Hamilton, who finished the first half with 20 points. Ball goes the other way and out of bounds to Arizona. Yeah, Reggie with a dribble drive to end the first half. 20 points. The second leading scorer is Travis Bader. And a foul, and this is the issue now. Let's see how many. That'll be his third personal foul. That changes the game a little bit this early in the second half. Not even a minute gone, and that reach cost him a foul. He's beside himself. But Hamilton with 3 fouls, and we'll see what effect that call has on this second half. Johnson enters the lane and goes to the deck. It'll be a foul. And this time, it'll be, yeah, Laval Lucas Perry. Since he left Arizona and has now become a member of this Oakland team, his career best is 23 points against Rochester College.
Yeah, he was a player when he signed with Arizona. A lot of fans were excited about. A lot of people anxious to see him play. Did not stay long. Of course, Arizona's program was in disarray at the time. But still, young man, a journeyman, found a good home here at Oakland and playing pretty well for him.
Solomon with a big step.
For Arizona, he's their most complete player, and at times he's their best player. He logs a lot of minutes because he brings a lot of things to the table. There you see why, in my opinion, he's the strongest player for Arizona offensively.
13 points leading Arizona tonight. Here's Bader with a miss. Arizona fortunate to have the ball, almost mishandling between two Wildcats. Fogg winds around, notices an opening, takes a step and puts it in.
In that play, Oakland guarded everyone except Kyle Fogg. They closed him off, and then when rotated back to the men, he somehow split the double team. Great move by Kyle Fogg.
Kyle Fogg with the foul here. Let's go back to this. Hill, jump stop.
Great move by
Slam.
Solomon Hill, just unintimidated. Petros wanted no part of that. Solomon Hill with the jump stop and the flush.
Hamilton leaves it back outside. Valentine with the miss. Defensive rebound for Mays, and then gives it right back. Taken away by Bader. He's got the basketball second time, and he makes Arizona pay.
Wow. Bader is an unbelievable player. Get the pickpocket and then gets it back from Hamilton and drills the three. Nobody back on D, nobody set up. There's another turnover, 2-on-1. Solomon Hill waiting on it. Bader says, I'll take the three. Thank you very much. He's on fire. That's 2 for 1. We call it a 2 for 1 right there.
I call it 6 points within a couple of ticks on the clock. Bader all of a sudden with 13 points, catching up with his teammate Here's Fogg underneath, and he lays it up and rolls it in. 46-42, Arizona maintains the 4-point lead. Boy, you're right about Bader. How about that? Just stepping it up, putting 2 right down. But this is what we knew about Oakland coming in. They're explosive. They can score. Hamilton manages to keep the possession. Back out to Bader. 3 in a row. No. Jesse Perry with his 3rd rebound of the night.
I was just going to say, great rebound by Jesse Perry, getting Arizona the ball back, getting Oakland back on defense.
Well, total optimist. Everybody all decked out and getting ready for Santa's visit come Sunday. Don't forget, we'll be back here, same place you're watching right now. Arizona takes on Bryant on Thursday. Now, listen carefully. Counterintuitive thought. Game time is 5 p.m. Mountain Standard. That is 4 Pacific, 6 in Central Time, and 7 on the East Coast. And I imagine on Thursday night we'll even have more people dressed in their Christmas regalia. Okay, the Cats are back at the line, shooting for the Nova Home Loans free throw charity shot. Mr. Perry rattles that around. How many free throws now? Arizona Cats. 9. That is their 8th. $9 makes it $225 for the Boys and Girls Club. Way to go, Jesse. 53-44, 15 minutes and 17 seconds remain in the game. Arizona trying to avert a 2-game losing streak. They lost their last time out to Gonzaga. And flying through the air with the foul is Dante Williams.
Kevin Parham doing a great job. You want to talk about what he brings to the table. He brings discipline. He brings position defense. He brings all the things Coach Miller teaches in practice. We need the ball back. I'm not going to make the silly foul. I'm going to sacrifice my body and get us the ball. Those are the intangibles in close games that make a difference when you've got talented players who are willing to take a knee to the chest just so we can get the ball back.
Under 15 to go in the game. Turner cross-courts it. Johnson. 2 of them put on a show earlier in the first half. There's Jesse Perry. Finding himself here in the second half. 8 points, a couple of boards. He was Mr. Double-Double. He's had 5 double-doubles so far this season, and it's going to be a foul on Jesse Perry.
That Oakland defense has a lot of holes in it, and they're not really used to playing that zone. They're primarily a man-to-man team. They've gone zone for a few times in the second half. They've been really badly burned. Kyle Fogg with a 3, couple of layups, couple of easy baskets. I think they want to let this game get a little bit closer before they go back to their man-to-man defense.
Reggie Hamilton now barking signals. 55-44, he wants to keep his team close. Interestingly enough, though, he has yet to attempt a shot. He gets picked. He picked the freshman earlier. Johnson returns the favor. He goes to Turner, and he puts it down.
Great one-on-one defense by Nick Johnson, going up against one of the best seniors in the country. Picks his pocket clean in open court, and then makes the smart play and gets the easy open court basket.
Off the rim and sky high. The Wildcats, Corey, are red hot. They have made 7 of 8 and make it 8 of 9 and 1.
There's no answer for Solomon Hill coast to coast. He and Jesse Perry did a great job cleaning up the defensive boards. Solomon can't bring in the ball. There was nobody that picked him up. There you see the open court steal. Arizona doing some things well, and the good 3-on-2 textbook fast break. And for Solomon Hill getting to the line, that's exactly what you want out of probably Arizona's best player tonight.
Solomon also Arizona's best free throw shooter. He nails it. Another $25 from Nova Home Loans. Solomon's hitting about 80% of his free throws this year, and that's just about where you want to be. Of course, you want to be more, but I mean, it's reasonable to be 80.
You know, I hate to belabor the point, but this is such a different Arizona team when Solomon Hill plays well.
Yep.
He's the X factor for this team. I said it at the outset of the season, and he proves it every time he steps up. They don't have the issues they normally have when he plays well.
And that's not a secret amongst the coaching staff and his teammates either. That's well documented.
Yep.
Wildcats on a 15-4 run here in the second half. Oh, Solomon went into the air, but he is going to go back to the line. The foul will be assessed against Petros. How many on him? That is his 4th foul. That will put Oakland at a real defensive deficit if he goes out of the game.
And right now, Oakland is just out of sync. They've lived and died by the 3. The Cats have pushed it up to 14. They did a lot of things right in the first half. They made a heck of a run moments ago in the second half. But these last 4 or 5 minutes, they really have not gotten good looks.
Well, again, it goes back to what we've discussed much, and maybe this is part of the madness here tonight. Coach Greg Campy here has really relied on 8 guys in the rotation. Arizona with 10 so far. Missed 3. Nice follow, and that one will go in. Hamilton missed the 3. Now, talk about shooters doing the right thing. Follow your shot. Basic, fundamental stuff you like to see. And Reggie Hamilton missed the 3, but got the 2 because of that. Chol in for Arizona again. He saw some time in the first half. A lot of banging around going on underneath the basket. And let's see. Bader and Parham getting into it as well. A little physical out there right now.
On the travel on Kevin Parham as he went to the baseline, tried to come to a jump stop. The ref said he took too many steps, but I got to think that might have been a makeup call because they totally missed a foul for Hamilton. He got decked out there, and there was no call, so I guess they call that social justice.
I guess I was not the only one who thought something like that might have happened. And then Hamilton again. He goes to the deck again. No call. Parham with the basketball again. And that is off one of the Golden Grizzlies, out of bounds to Arizona, 62-48. Arizona with their biggest lead of the night. Johnson, meanwhile, takes the basketball off to his classmate, Turner. Look at Solomon Hill out there, one of the elder statesmen as a junior. Chol, send it right down. Turner with another assist. And part of this remarkable fall for Arizona's basketball program is Angelo Chol. Again, remembering what he looked like at the first practice and where he is now, folks, it's unbelievable. And that's banged into the second row.
Bader scoring on that floater early on. Kevin Parham floating that one over to the band section. You've got to get some separation on your defender if you're going to try to put that running layup up. Kevin Parham says no, sir.
Downtime, working on Hill, back into the corner. And Hamilton has a dribble off his foot out of bounds. He is just looking in disbelief. Where are the calls? That for another day. And meanwhile, taking a look at another Arizona freshman on display, the young man from San Diego. 64-48 here. Our out-of-town scoreboard is presented by Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment. Cats win, you win. Visit the Desert Diamond Club for more details. It's early, and it's tied. The Bulldogs and the Bulldogs. Gonzaga and Butler, 10 apiece.
Gonzaga not looking like the Gonzaga
You'll see Arizona was shooting under 50% prior to the start of the second half. They're 9 of 10 here in the second half, shooting lights out. Turner. Perry. Fogg. Brendan strokes it. On me.
There it is. Great penetration by Kyle Fogg. Brendan Lavender knowing that's his shot. That's what he's in the game to do. Great assist, great knockdown.
Hamilton with just 4 points here in the second half. He had a blinder on Saturday against Valpo, and that's helped the Golden Grizzlies overcome a double-digit Valpo lead and win on Saturday, and that's how they bring in their 7-4 record.
Tough shot by Hamilton. Splits the trap and just fade away. There's really no way you can defend a guy who's got the green light and can shoot anytime he wants, but still, unbelievable shot by Hamilton from the corner.
He is a talent, and he's a Bob Cousy Award candidate. And again, it was 41 points on Saturday against Valpo. 67-50. Coming up on the 10-minute mark left in the game. Turner to Fogg, working off the screen by Perry, takes it back outside. Those passes drive you nuts watching that sort of thing.
And Hamilton has a right to be upset. He had the theft on that one. He had tried to get around Jesse Perry and was kind of grabbed from behind. But he was working his tail off to try to not get caught behind Jesse Perry and come up with the steal.
All right, former player, anatomy of a bad. That is beginning your passing motion before really finding a target and knowing what you're going to do with the basketball. Is that pretty much the whole deal?
Absolutely. You got to have a little eye contact. The guy you're throwing it to has to realize that he's got a pass coming. But it all comes down to decision making. You know, when do I let go of this ball? Because if it's a bad pass, it's always on the passer, never on the recipient.
Well, it's very similar to the other truth in basketball. Don't leave your feet unless you know what you're going to be doing with the basketball.
Yeah.
And we've seen players who could jump so high that they would go and spend some time and think about it.
Yeah, that's
Hassan Adams comes to mind.
Yeah, that's a luxury you have when you've got some great athletic ability. Leave your feet and then figure out what you're going to do when you get up there.
Valentine shoves it down to Sikora, but it's going to be a foul on Arizona before then. Solomon Hill, and that is just his first foul tonight. Here in the second half, Arizona has 3 team fouls. Oakland has 6. 10 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Arizona with one more preseason contest. Nice work off the inbounds pass. Valentine with a bucket for Oakland, 67-52. Turner to the other end. He is rejected by Sikora. And the whole Arizona bench jumped. And they wanted a foul on Reggie Hamilton.
A little bit of a debate.
They want the ball out of bounds, too. Let's see where the ball is going to go. It's going to stay at the Arizona end.
Arizona gets the ball back. Referee actually blew that call. That's not the right call. Sean protested and got it overturned, but the ball hit Josiah Turner on the head before he was out of bounds. Referee had it right the first time. McHale with the overrule.
Happens once in a while. Here's Fogg. Loses the handle. Ball rolls out of bounds off of Oakland again.
But you know, Dave, on a lighter note, if you can imagine the official's position, you've got 10 young men in their prime running around at 100 miles an hour. It's not possible. You don't have the benefit of instant replay. You got to blow the whistle, make a call, and keep the game moving. Sometimes they're going to miss stuff.
Well, they are triangulated, you know, in 3 angles. That's where they see. They don't see in 360.
True.
And that's the problem. You just can't. You're right. You can't see everything. And again, every time the ball goes out of bounds now, its significance is inflated by the discussion.
And the fight has not gone out of Oakland. They're working hard trying to score. There you see the inside basket right there by Sikora.
He's a freshman, 243-pounder, 7 foot. He had 16 minutes against Valpo. That's the most he's played so far for Oakland. He had 9 points, so that was a hallmark event for him on Saturday. Meanwhile, walking down the hall and putting up 2 is Jesse Perry. He's got 10 points now to go with 2 rebounds. 69-54, 9 minutes exactly in the game. And you mentioned they're not done yet. 15 points. There's 3.
Scoring bunches, getting it down to 12. If they can manage to get it into single digits here in the next couple of minutes, we will again have ourselves a ball game.
Lavender pumps and makes exactly what they want him doing. Getting off the bench, playing some good defense and pumping the ball in for 3 from time to time. Lavender with another 3-point shot. He's got 2. The ball out of bounds to Arizona.
Great shot by Brendan Lavender in rhythm. They basically find him. He has no hesitation, raises up good form. You've got to have a hand up on shooters, whether it's Hamilton or Brendan Lavender. These guys shoot hundreds of shots every day. If you give them an open look, you might as well go back and get ready to play offense because it's going in.
Well, the other thing about Brendan is he gets to be an upperclassman, you've seen this too, guys who are specializing coming off the bench to do that, is that you wait for your good looks. Keep that percentage high, keep the confidence level high.
Absolutely.
Mays back down into the corner. Johnson cross courts it. Mays gets it on the other side from the corner. Short gets his ball back. Goes to Solomon Hill so quickly, Solomon was not ready. Valentine walked, carried, but he gets the ball in anyway. That's the type of thing Jason Gardner used to do all the time.
Coast to coast, Lucas Perry working like a crossing guard in traffic, just coming down the lane off the glass. Little timeout here. Pace getting a little bit hectic. You know, Arizona got that offensive rebound, but Jordan Mays a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog there.
That's the second time he threw a bullet.
Yeah.
One went out of bounds, the other one just off of
Back to keep it simple.
Solomon Hill. Well, there's also need to have a little bit of touch too. The guy's not that far away. Don't burn it at him. All right. We'll be talking Solomon Hill. Here's our second half highlights. They're brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Dirt Buns at 61. Speaking of fun, that looks like it.
You know, he's been in attack mode since the game began, coast to coast. He's really kept his mentality and played so strong. I don't know if Solomon realizes that he's usually the biggest guy on the court and can do what he wants when he wants. But tonight, as you see the line, a great performance so far by Solomon Hill. Still work to be done, but so far, what grade would you give him?
So far tonight, I'm giving him a B+.
B+. Works for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of basketball to be played. No, there are no A's. Yeah, you mentioned mustard on the hot dog. It was our Wiener Schnitzel second half highlight package. Did you plan that, Corey?
Yes, I did.
You're getting very clever with your marketing now. By the way, Solomon just 2 points away from a career best. You saw that 20 points is his best. He's got 18 so far. Lucas Perry in. Ball out. And he will go to the line. Another timeout. 7:30 remain in this contest. 72-59 in favor of the Cats.
We have to do it as a team. He's great in transition. It's important we get back. It's important that whoever guards him does it with great effort and that we make the game hard. Sometimes when you play against a talented scorer like him, he can have a big night and we can still win.
Well, obviously Arizona made an adjustment at halftime because Reggie had 20 points at halftime and now has just 6, as you see, in the second half.
Well, you know, there's a good chance Reggie Hamilton will leave this arena with 30 points under his belt. And for a senior that's put up big numbers against big schools, he may not get the win. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of time left, but this could definitely be a notch on his belt as he continues his assault on the major.
And I'll tell you why we were greatly anticipating his appearance here tonight. Not only is he a great scorer, he's one of the top assist guys in the Summit Conference.
You know, that's a credit to Coach Kemp, the way they set up their offense in terms of spreading him out, giving him ball screens. And you're absolutely right. He's quick to pass the ball out to his teammates and try to get them the open threes.
Well, you know, that's a great point about people who are known as scorers. And scorers win games because they know when they're not scoring, they're double teamed, etc. They give it to their teammates to do that. Solomon Hill will go back to the free throw line. By the way, Solomon's got 7 rebounds tonight. That makes exactly 400 rebounds in his career.
Solomon Hill toes the line for 2.
And just a junior.
And he's starting to pick his spots this evening. He's not necessarily trying to force things. When the one-on-one is there, he's taking it. He was not too visible in the game against Florida a few weeks back. The Gonzaga game, the whole team took a while to show up, but tonight, from the outset, he showed up big for Arizona.
Well, he made Arizona's first buckets. He missed that free throw. Petros controls it for the Golden Grizzlies. It's a 13-point Arizona lead with 7:10 to go. Hamilton gets it to Bader. Bader gets control of the back, puts it up, and rolls it in. We've seen him do all kinds of interesting things with the basketball tonight.
It is so clear that he and Hamilton have the green light. There are plays drawn up specifically for them. The other players from Oakland don't even look at the ball because they know they're not going to get it.
Hill with a turn move and the ball out of bounds. Referee points to Arizona. Everybody else is going down the court. Now the referee reverses it. Okay. Well, the player saw one thing, and the referee closest to us saw something else.
Well, initially he had Arizona ball, and the other ref that was out of position corrected him. Solomon Hill kind of admittedly walked away knowing the ball. He just lost the handle. There was no hit. He fully expected the ball to be turned over. That's why you have 3 of them out there, huh, Dave?
That is correct. I remember when there used to be 2. Kirill Netyachko played 20 minutes in Seattle's Key Arena. Into the ball game for the Wildcats, and a foul. And Kevin Parham is assessed to the foul for Kevin now. That is his first foul. Arizona's 5 team fouls, Oakland 7. One of the Golden Grizzlies out there with 4, playing on eggshells a little bit. And that is Corey Petros.
And here you see the strategy of Coach Campy, running sets for his shooters. He's got it down to 10. There's 6.5 minutes to go. The next 5 or 6 possessions are very important for Arizona.
Oh, with the free throw, they get it down to 9, to your point. Johnson, Parham. Kevin, who's one of the medical miracles of the season, gets it to Kirill. He misses the shot. Bader with the rebound for Oakland. Now they're on the run. Hamilton stops, puts it up for a tray, and nails it.
And that's a problem. Hamilton is that kind of player. He's a streaky player, but he's been on fire tonight as he gets them within, looks like 6.
One thing this young Arizona team is going to learn. Parham, with an impossible shot, draws the foul. But one thing this team will understand, you can never take the foot off the pedal when you're playing good teams.
No, you can't. You're absolutely right, especially when you're looking at those kind of numbers that Hamilton puts up. He's such a prolific scorer. He can score a lot of different ways.
At these schools.
Against big-name schools, he shows up.
That's against the BCS right there.
There you go. Against the SEC, and, you know, he's doing it pretty big. And Arizona's got to realize the things that you did in the first half that were successful, you can't go away from those. And here you see Arizona, Kirill Netyachko on the quick shot. Couple of turnovers, some big plays by Oakland, and we're looking at single digits again.
Well, when you're sporting a double-digit lead, you take high percentage shots and work the basketball. Here's Parham, and he misses both ends. The rebound to Laval Lucas Perry. And his return to the Kell Center, 7 points and 5 boards.
You know, as a player, you are very aware of momentum. Arizona could be aware if they're losing momentum. Oakland could be aware that they're gaining momentum. The character of this Arizona club will be shown here in the next 2 or 3 minutes if they can sustain this run and get back ahead, or if they crumble down the stretch.
I just watched Reggie Hamilton go down on the deck after he missed that reverse layup, and how quickly he jumped up and sprinted down to play defense.
Yeah, he's got tremendous energy. He knows he's the leader. And it's such a bonus for a coach when your best player is your hardest worker, when your best player will take a charge, when your best player will dive for a loose ball. It really raises the level of play for the rest of your team, because they all feel like, well, if Hamilton's going to do that, then, you know, who am I not to?
Well, I'll never forget Hill with the free throw. He now has 20 points with his 7 rebounds. I'll never forget the first time we had a chance to visit with Steve Kerr after he had spent a couple of years with the Bulls. And he explained just that. Hill with another free throw. Career high, 21 points.
And you talk about Steve getting to play with one of the all-time greats ever.
Yeah, well, he told us that. That was the amazing thing, because we weren't aware just how hard a worker Michael Jordan was. But Steve said, practice in, practice out, whatever we did, Michael Jordan was the hardest working, first there, last to leave, all of that and more.
And you saw the results. Arizona, a little miscommunication on that last rebound, tipping it out of bounds, just 2 cats around for the ball.
Bader misses the three. Guess who's there to get the board? He's having a night of nights. 21 now, 8 rebounds. He's headed for 2020. Turner at the other end with a reverse. The freshman gets everybody out of their chairs again.
And that's what Arizona needed. They hadn't had any baskets in a while. That transition game opened up. Don't even let Oakland have a chance to set their D. Go ahead and get the transition bucket.
And that reverse, Solomon Hill with rebound number 9. Hill enters the lane, puts it up and in.
Solomon Hill looking like a man among boys right now. The killer crossover, jump stop in the lane, takes on the biggest player and lays it up.
Exactly what Coach Miller and the team was describing today as a necessary element to Arizona's success. That bomb doesn't go. Nick Johnson with the good hops. Pulls it out of the air. 79-67, Arizona. And now the crowd very much back into it. Arizona got a taste of a home crowd at a neutral site on Saturday. A lot of folks in Seattle for Gonzaga. Here's Lucas Perry, puts it up. He will go to the line after slashing to the basket. But we've got a timeout at McHale Center. And Josiah Turner has been having a little bit of difficulty lately, has no difficulty on that. With 3:16 remaining in the game, Arizona with a 79-67 lead. Here's the AAA game summary. Call 1-800-INSURANCE to save money right now. AAA. There when you need us most. Solomon Hill with 23 points, 8 of 10, shooting 80% tonight. Reggie Hamilton having just another ho-hum 29 points so far with 3:16 to go.
Well, his 29 is a lot easier to come by than Solomon's. He's got the green light, can shoot any shot in the book. Solomon Hill's done it offensively, putbacks, dunks, threes. You know, he's really worked for his numbers tonight.
Laval Lucas Perry with 8 points. Make that 9. 79-69. Next up for Golden Grizzlies. They don't play until January 3rd against Western Michigan. Four on the shot clock. Perry's at the right place, lays it in.
And that's a backbreaker for Oakland. You have a chance to get a stop and get it back under double digits, and to give up this ball, give up the basket at the last second really hurts because it took a lot of time off the clock.
We appreciate you watching both on WB58. For those of you watching on Fox Sports Arizona, coming up next, Pac-12 women's basketball. Tennessee at Stanford, 6-4. Speaking of Stanford, Stanford and Cal, I think combined are about 18-3 right now. They're the only 2 Pac-12 teams getting even voted around the top 25. Neither in. Two minutes and 24 seconds. Right about that last possession, Arizona milked all 35 off, got the 2.
And Oakland trying a defense that they're not that comfortable with. They're trying to run a little trap right now. This is how you get dunked on or give up the big 3.
Now they got back in it, made Arizona bring it back out again. As you mentioned, they are primarily a man-to-man team. About 85% of the time, they play a little bit of zone. They get the foul again with 2 seconds left in the possession. So Arizona now, the last 2 times down the floor, have worked off what? 68 seconds?
Yeah, they've knocked a minute off, and they've scored for all their efforts, too. Here you see Jesse Perry, the final 2 seconds of the possession, ending up at the free throw line. Oakland's done everything they could to stay in this game, and they've made runs, but when Arizona needed a hero. Solomon Hill has answered the call, stopping the run by Oakland and keeping the Cats ahead. Corey Petros fouling out, coming in, giving some quality minutes, but no points for Oakland.
Well, one of the key questions prior to tonight's game was Arizona's ability to rebound. Perry misses that. Solomon Hill with a double-double tonight, 10 rebounds to go with 23 points. But Arizona out-rebounding the Golden Grizzlies 35-28. They get 36-28. Nick Johnson pulls that one down. Again, it goes back to what Coach Miller was saying this afternoon at practice. They've got to get that rebounding thing settled.
And then you see their point guard or their shooting guard, Nick Johnson, in there skying for the rebound. The thing about rebounds, we talk about it all the time, and basketball is a real simple game. When you rebound, you get more opportunities to score. If you've got scorers, they're absolutely worthless unless you rebound. So Arizona doing a great job on the board and posting 82 points so far.
All right. Mr. Johnson shooting for the Nova Home Loans free throw charity shot. So far 16 for the Cats, making 17. That's a lot of cheese for boys and girls clubs tonight. $425 from Nova Home Loans to the Boys and Girls Club.
Very nice.
Arizona has scored their season high tonight. So like Solomon Hill, some scoring going on, and that man continues to do so. He's got 31 now, as Reggie.
And to be quite honest, he just can't be stopped. Arizona ran a double team on him. They hedged on the screen. He just kept the ball in his hands and just used his quickness and will to get all the way to the basket.
Both teams working on some stuff they'll use later, and the full court pressure encourages the turnover. Here's Bader for three, and give it right back to Perry with a board. That was Jesse's fifth of the night. Under a minute to go in this one. As we mentioned, Solomon Hill with his career best 23 points tonight. The Arizona team with a season high 83. Arizona will have their record go to 8-4. And Oakland now will go to 8-5.
Great showing by Oakland tonight. They came in and played well, made some big plays, but in the end, fatigue and a few good Arizona runs, and honestly some outstanding play by Solomon Hill and Kyle Fogg in the second half kind of put this game out of reach.
Well, Coach Campy, in his 28th season, no doubt will use this, as all coaches of his ilk, that is to say a very good coach, will take this opportunity tonight. Here's what we could have done. Here's what we need to do. And guess what? Conference is coming up pretty soon, guys. Although they have some time off, as I mentioned, they don't play again until January 3 against Western Michigan. Hill, as if he needed another one, 11 rebounds.
And for those of you that do your NCAA brackets, you've seen Oakland up front. They will most likely be a team that is in the discussion for the NCAA tournament.
No doubt about it. He's got these Golden Grizzlies in that position. This one has come to its conclusion. You can mark it right now. First time the two teams meet, the Wildcats take the first game. These two teams, these two coaches have seen each other before in the neighborhood. Solomon Hill, 23 points, a career high to go along with 11 rebounds. What a night, a double-double for Solomon Hill. And again, he's eclipsed the 400 rebounds mark as an Arizona Wildcat. We will take a quick timeout and return to wrap up this matchup tonight. Once again, Arizona 85, Oakland 73. See you in a second.